Okay, this is the review for Module 8, and I'm hoping that by going through these with you that you will feel comfortable tomorrow. Please bring your graphic organizer to use on the test. Okay, for vocab, to be honest, nobody should miss the vocab. 2 reasons. 1, we're going to come over here and sketch these items, and 2, most of these things show up on your graphic organizer. So let's talk about A, line segment from a vertex to a midpoint of the opposite side. So if I draw a triangle and I make a midpoint, these two are congruent pieces, and then from the vertex to the midpoint, all right? This is a median, okay? So we have a median. And then B, line segment that connects the midpoints of 2 sides of a triangle. So I'm going to draw another triangle. Here's a midpoint, here's a midpoint, and my segment connects those. Okay, that is a mid-segment. So that will be B. Point of concurrency, remember that just means intersection, the point of intersection for 3 angle bisectors. Very loud bell there. Okay, 3 angle bisectors. So this angle bisector, this angle bisector, this angle bisector, right? So this angle is cut in half, this angle is cut in half, this angle is cut in half, and where those 3 angle bisectors come together, okay, is an incenter. All right, so if you see angle bisectors, it's an incenter. Intersection of 3 medians. Well, I've already drawn 1 median, so I'm going to come back up here. Here's a midpoint, go there. Here's a midpoint, and go there. So 3 medians, where they intersect is the centroid. So D is centroid. Point of concurrency of 3 perpendicular bisectors. Okay, I'm going to draw that out over here. So I have a triangle. Okay. All right. This one, you know, perpendicular bisector. Yep. So there's that. And then if I cut this one, and then I cut that one. All right. This just happened to be a right triangle, apparently. If it's on the hypotenuse, or if it's inside, okay, this is circumcenter. Remember, it's outside for obtuse. So from 3 perpendicular bisectors, that is our circumcenter. Okay, next, a line segment from a vertex perpendicular to the opposite side. All right, so vertex, and I just want it to be perpendicular. It's not cutting anything in half, all right, just perpendicular. This is an altitude, all right, so that would be number 1. And then the final intersection of 3 altitudes. Okay, and again, we're just wanting perpendicular sides. Okay, so where these 3 perpendicular altitudes come together is an orthocenter. All right, we got all that. This stuff is on your graphic organizer. So hopefully between these sketches and that, you'll do great on the vocab. Okay, 8 through 15 is circumcenter. All right, before you do anything with these circumcenter questions, I need you to remember that a circumcenter is equidistant from the vertex. So I'm going to highlight these, okay? These pink lines are all congruent, all right? So I have 3 questions here that I have to use this one diagram for, all right? So those are congruent. The other thing that is congruent for circumcenter is the sides are cut in half because those are perpendicular bisectors. Okay, so I'm gonna leave these markings for all three, okay, 8, 9, 10. But I am gonna erase the numbers so that they don't get in the way of each other. For 8, I have to find CG, CF, and AC. Okay, so before I do anything, I'm gonna label. It says A to G is 14, all right, which means both of these other pink ones are 14. I'm labeling that. I got 3 items for 1. It says that EG is 7, so that's this part here. These perpendicular lines are not congruent, so nothing else is 7. And then it says that AF is 8. Well, if AF is 8, so is FC, and that means that this whole side is 16. I got a lot for that little one too. All right, so when I go through here, CG, C to G is a pink line. It's also 14. Okay, remember these are the radius of the circle that goes around the triangle. CF is right here, it's 8. And then AC, from here to here, 16. All right, so I'm just going to erase some numbers just so that they're not in my way. All right, so that was number 8. Number 9, we're going to find AG and AD. Okay, so it says BG is 19. So this pink one is 19, this pink one is 19, and so is this one. It says that FG is 13. So FG is 13, nothing else is 13. And then it says that AB is 22. So all of this is 22. Well, the sides are split in half. So this is 11 and so is that one. Now my job is to find AG and AD. AG is right here. It's a pink line. All pink lines in this one are 19. And then I need to find AD. AD is right here. 11 is half of 22. Okay, so we got both of those. One more time, I'm gonna get rid of these numbers just so they're not in my way. Okay. All right, so for the last one, I need to find BE and AC. All right, so CG is 23. I'm going to label that. Also, this pink line and this pink line are 23. Good deal. Then we have EG is 12. So that's this line right here. Nothing else is 12 other than EG. And then we have AF is 9. So if AF is 9, FC is 9, and AC would be 18. All right, so the first thing that I have to find is BE. I want you to notice where BE is. Okay, it is a side, and it's congruent to this one, but I don't know that one, and I don't know the entire length. What I do know is that this portion is a right triangle. So this is what I have been suggesting for several of you, is to please pull out this triangle. I am looking for B to E. I know that B to G is 23, and I know that G to E is 12. Okay, so when you have two sides of a triangle and you're looking for a third, we're going to use Pythagorean theorem. Across from the right angle, this never changes. Guys, this is my hypotenuse. Okay? Across from the right angle. That means that this is a leg and this is a leg. So an analogy that I use today is 90 degrees. All right, well, let's think about 90 pounds. If a person is 90 pounds, they're going to be walking around on two legs, right? So it's a person. They have weight, 90 pounds. They have two legs, this one and this one. And those legs are connected to the 90. So that's like a little silly way to kind of keep that in my mind. This hypotenuse, you know, you could think of like this is like a hippo head, and then these are your little teeth. Whatever works for you, okay? Come up with things that help you remember what pieces are what pieces. Here's my hypotenuse, here's my leg, I'm looking for a leg. And remember, on the board, I have had, if you're looking for a leg, it equals the hypotenuse squared minus a leg squared. Well, I already have those two, so 23 squared minus 12 squared. And I'm going to put that in the calculator. When you do that, please be careful in your calculator that all of this is under that square root symbol. Okay? So don't be arrowing over or anything extra. Just 23 squared, and then immediately hit minus, then 12 squared. Okay? And then you can hit enter, and you get square root of 385, but I don't want that. Just go ahead and give me the decimal, round to the 10th. So that would be 19.6. Okay, so that's BE. AC, oh, 18. We already had AC, so that was nice. All right, so this is how we work through circumcenter. This was an acute one, and the circumcenter is inside. This next one is circumcenter, but this is a right triangle. Please remember that on circumcenter, from the circumcenter to the vertex is congruent. So all three of these pink lines are congruent lines. The perpendicular lines are not congruent at all, but they do split the sides in half. So I'm going to make these markings. Okay, DA is 14. Well, if DA is 14, then DB is 14, and then that means that A to B is 28. All right? It also says BF is 17, so FC is 17, which means B to C is 34. So I have all that. Okay, so we have to find DB, FC, and the measure of angle EFB. You can put your answers here, you can put them here. So DB, when I look at here, I've already labeled it, it's 14. FC, I've already labeled it, it's 17. And then we have the measure of EFB. Okay, from E to F to B, this angle right here, it is the other side. Okay, we have 90 degrees here, so we have to have 90 degrees here. So that's just 90 degrees. Okay, this perpendicular line makes a 90-degree angle. For 14, we are going to graph and then find the circumcenter. Okay, so on the graph, 0, 0 is A, -6, 0 is B, and C is 0, -2. Okay, so this is my triangle. And please use a straight edge when you connect the hypotenuse because you need it to be precise. All right. Now, all right triangles, their circumcenter is going to end up on the hypotenuse. So, you know, we're making ourselves a little note. We got to go find that ordered pair. The cool thing about the graph is that it helps me draw the perpendicular bisectors. If the triangle is 2 units tall, then 1 unit is halfway, and I can draw the perpendicular line. Instead of a vertical, I'll draw a horizontal. Okay, so that is the perpendicular bisector for AC. B to A is 6 wide, so 3. And then I draw this perpendicular bisector here. Then you can see your circumcenter is right there. And I just need to come up with the ordered pair for that. So starting at 0, 0, 1, 2, 3 to the left, so -3, down 1, -1, and you're finished. Okay? Go to page 2. We're going to do number 15. All right. So this says that AD is the perpendicular bisector to BC. If this line is a perpendicular bisector to that one, then I know that each half is, or each side of that is half. So my first job is to find x, and my second job is to find BD. So x equals BD equals. All right, I can set these equal to each other. So 2x plus 50 equals 4x minus 2. Solve for x. So I subtract 2x on both sides. 4 is bigger, that's why I want to move the 2x. Then that's a 0 pair. So I'm going to move the 2 to the other side. That's a 0 pair. If I have 2 0 pairs, one on each side, I've moved everything correctly. Otherwise, you might have moved it all to one side. So please be careful. 4 take away 2, this is 2x. 50 plus 2 is 52. And then here I'll be dividing. So 52 divided by 2, x equals 26. All right, job 1 is done. Then my job is to find BD. So it's just this piece right here. Okay, so I just need to plug that in. 2 times 26 plus 50. You can then type all of this in your calculator. Or you can remember that 2 times 26 is 52. 52 plus 50, okay, that would be 102. All right, so 52 plus 50. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video just so they're not all too long at one time. I will start a second video for the next section of the review.